Good evening, everyone. Happy Saturday, the first Saturday of February. I just had to check the date if it's even true. Where did the month go? Anyway, welcome to another episode of Moni and I. And I say hi, and so does Groot. I am Groot. Sorry. I watched Guardians of the Galaxy recently, and I thought I need a bobblehead because Groot is awesome. Anyway. This month is livestream month, so I welcome you very much to this month's theme. What a complicated word if you're not a native English speaker. Ready, set, live! So what I will do this month is actually give you one tool every week so that by the end of February you will be able to up your game with whatever topic I am talking about. So by the end of February, you will be ready, have set and went live, and will optimize your live streaming with all the tools that are out there. So just for your information, who am I? My name is Moni. I'm the owner of Moni Rocks Your Socks and the weird person at Moni Does Stuff. And I will try to walk you through all things online tools. So there is a lot coming in the next few weeks and months, but I will keep you posted when it's ready. But just be prepared that a lot of awesome things will be going on around here. So as I probably mentioned or not mentioned before, what we will discuss today is Google Docs. And I was a bit confused before. I mean, not really, because Google Docs is practically the cloud version or an online version of what old people like me used to know as, especially for Microsoft, as Office. It's like an Microsoft Office version made by Google, though, and available for you to work online. So you need to have an online connection to actually work on the files, or at least to cooperate in the files. So what I will show you today, because there are a few different things that are available within Google Docs, is Google Docs actually, which is the online version or a text writing tool like Word used to be, then Sheets, which can be compared to Excel, so it's Spreadsheets, and Slides, which can be compared to PowerPoint. So make awesome slides for your webinar or for whatever thing you're doing live. So let's just hop directly and right into this and go to Google itself. So there are a few ways on how you can actually access the three different versions yeah, it's true, correct, or I don't know, I'm not sure, but don't listen to my weird English sometimes. So you could actually just type in the address bar docs.google.com and you will be redirected, obviously, to the document writing, to the text editing version of Google Docs. Also, if you, for example, log into your Gmail, or if you only go to Google, let's just go to google.com, too many O's. So you could on the one hand, go click on these squares, on these 9 squares here, and if you cannot find it right here where it is right now, you can click on more, and there at least you will have Docs right there, depending on if you want to go there. Or you can click on the left hand side at the top. There is this within Chrome, at least. So if you use Chrome, that's something you could access or that you can make use of. So it says apps right here, and you could click on that. And that's also where a few of all the Google apps are ready for you to just click on. So Docs, Sheets, and Slides are already there. So if we want to now Google, yes, Google knows everything, Tom. So if you now want to, and if you want to create a live stream and want to at least make it a little bit more professional than just randomly talk whatever, which is nice too, and I'm a really big fan of randomly talking whatever, but sometimes we need to have a bit of a structure and a bit of an organization up front. So if you want to write down, for example, all your content that you want to actually address during a live stream, if it's an educational live stream like I'm doing right now, then you might want to take some notes. So that's what Google Docs can actually do for you. So the text editing version of Google Docs. So if you compare it to Word, then that's what it's going to do for you. There are also templates available that you can use. For example, if you need a resume, which doesn't fit live streaming, but I'm just telling you because it's there. If you want to write a letter, a project proposal, a brochure, a report, whatever it is that you need, and there are quite a few other things available, they have templates for you right there. So if you want to have it a bit prettier, then you could use one of those and type in there. But for now, I'm just using a blank template, so blank page. That's why I'm clicking on blank, and it will automatically create a document for you. So what you see right now is what looks pretty much similar to what you usually know, or you usually see in a text editing software. There at the top on the left hand side, for now it says untitled document. So if you click on there and you can edit the name of the document. I'm gonna call it live stream February 3rd. And that's the name. And if you click enter, then you can see, I wanted to point with the finger there. Sorry, easily entertained. If you just hit enter, then it will save the name of the file. And that's also what happens within Google Docs. So when you write, it will automatically save, as you can see here, automatically save what you do while you are doing it, which is nice when you are not as an OCD saving person like me. I only start to OCD save when something crashed and I lost a lot of stuff. So that's when I actually start to constantly save my things. But Google Docs does that for you, which is neat. So as you can see, there are different things that you can do. You can just start and edit and type out your content, for example, giving it a title. So we are called Ready Set Live, part 1, Google Docs. So, and then you can just write out the content. Today I am going to talk about all the awesome things that happen when you are going live with love. Because it's February and it will be Valentine's Day soon, and everybody loves Valentine's Day besides me, because I think it's just a big huge marketing crap. But let's spread the love. And you can enter all your content there, and you can do whatever you want to do. For example, make it bold or italic, or all the text editing things that you actually want to do. What it also has is to give it more structure and generate index pages with all the topics, for example, that you're addressing in that live stream, for example. You can give it different kinds of headings. So, for example, click on heading 1. This is heading 1. And then schedule. Sometimes words for you are easy, and for me they're sometimes yes. Auto saved a lot of lives. This could be a very hard sentence to pronounce. So as I said, so the main topic is Ready Set Live part 1, and a subtopic of it is schedule, and then content for example, and you can give those a heading that's one lower in the hierarchy, so heading 2, and for example here heading 2 as well. And then you can, if I can find it now, insert, probably. Table of content, yes. So usually table of content. Table of content is the name, not index. I'm sorry, but yeah, sometimes my English fails me. Anyway, you can insert the table of content right here and click on with page numbers and click on enter, and ta-da! As you can see right here, that's how the table of content would look like. So for example, if you spread this out on another page, and you can make a page space when you click on Command and Enter on a Mac, and I assume Control and Enter on a PC. So whatever you wrote here and you wanted to start at a new page instead of typing Enter all the time, you can just click Command and Enter, and then it will automatically be on the second page. So as you can see right now, it's probably a bit confusing because it says page 1 still, but what you can do is if you click on that and click on that update arrow, then it will automatically adjust the index page numbers to the actual page that this is starting on. And I promise you, this way is so much easier than typing it, and so much less error friendly than if you do this by hand, because I have seen table of contents where people just start and do this all for like 80 pages manually. Don't do that. Use the formats that are available here. It will actually make your life so much easier. So that's, for example, one thing. That should be a t-shirt. Yes, that should be a t-shirt. I really have to work on the t-shirt, on the t-shirts that I could offer, because I do have quite a funny ideas occasionally. I have my moments. Anyway, so you can type out your content right here, format everything that is necessary to format. There is spelling in there. What is new right now, or not even new, but for example, if you just want to brain dump everything and you can't be bothered to type, you can voice type things. And I will try and click on that now and see if it's actually working. So thank you. Oh, I have to allow this first. Thank you for listening. I hope that you enjoy my live stream today. Woo! This is amazing. Look at that. I am not using my hands. And even though my English is not native, it still understands me. And the only thing you have to do then is to edit. Isn't that amazing? I think that's so amazing. So I'm stopping this now. And as you can see, it wrote pretty amazing. Oh, I'm so excited. I just had to read it for a second because it's actually pretty accurate. Isn't that cool? Sorry, I get carried away. So if, for example, if you just want to brain dump things and can't be bothered to type, that is also something how you can, or for example, if you practice what you're going to say and you still want the notes to be there, you can just record yourself while you're doing it, and then offer it for people as show notes, for example. This is actually a really smart idea. Whatever. And you can make workbooks after your live stream out of that. So that's one thing that you can do. So using the documents version, like the docs version of Google, also gives you the opportunity to share this file with a person, and you can collaborate on that one document. So you can add someone. For example, I just try and do it with my amazing colleagues. Tom, is that email correct? thankfulcowsolutions.com. And I'm going to share this with them. Thankful Cow? or Thankful Cow Solutions. I'm just trying this right now. And I can share this document with them. And if they accept my if they accept my invitation, then they can join me and we can both work on this document together. So I would see where in the document they are actually at. And I can invite myself here and just, oh yeah, as you can see right here, Thankful Cow Solutions just joined me because Tom is amazing. And that's welcome live to my live stream, Tom Knight and Thankful Cow Solutions. If you need anything, anything that social media related, they are your people. So as you can see here, you can actually start and work on this document together. Thanks for joining me live. But the only thing that you have to be aware of is that once you leave the document, you will not know what type of content, which person worked on that content and where. So maybe you can agree if you just make it available for them to edit. Maybe you agree that whatever they change, they mark as maybe, or they write it in red, or they write it in purple because the Thankful Cow is purple, so that you will know in the end what happened. And also you see on that pink cursor here where in the document they are. So if he's clicking somewhere here, for example, if he could, then I would know, oh, he's working on that. And also if he marks something, can you mark something for me, please? I just have to wait for a second because the live stream is a bit delayed. I would see that. Yes, exactly. As you can see, that's how it goes if you work with people. Thanks on one document. But as I mentioned, to really keep track of who edited what, maybe agree on using a different color, text color, for example. And you can easily do that by marking everything right here. Click on that A where it says text color, and then pick your color. And because Moni does stuff and Moni works his socks is always green, that's why I just made that green. Thanks for joining, Tom. So yeah, that's the thing that you can do with Google Docs. And if you want to now, for example, organize your live streams and make a good schedule, and scheduling is something that has to do with numbers, and numbers are always good in spreadsheets. So that's why you would want to go to the Sheets. And Sheets is something compared to Excel or however you native English speakers call it. We're calling it Excel. And then again, there are different templates. So there are calendars, monthly budget sheets, the to-do list. With the to-do list, I tried that once. That's really nice, to be honest. I'm just clicking on that now. Just because it's set up that way that if you actually type in an X right here, something should happen, but it's working. You see that it's all like crossed out. How cool is that? So you can make your to-do lists here, for example, if you want to get a grip of what you still have to do for your live stream. You can start by, I'm just deleting that X right here. So I can type in, I have to be ready on the 3rd, I don't know how you do that. So on the 3rd of February, I have to have build the background for OBS, for example. Then on the 4th of February, 4th of February, I have to invite people to my live stream. And in that way you can gather everything you want to know, and then just type in an X if you've finished it, so you have an amazing overview of what you have already done and what still needs to be done. So that's just one of the examples. You can use the spreadsheets with already existing templates. And to be honest, this to-do thing, I kind of like that to-do list thing that Google prepares by itself. But for now, sheets.google.com, I figure it must lead me to the spreadsheets, and it does. For now, I just want to start with a blank template. And as you can see right here, I opened this and it automatically created that file for me, which I can access. I will show you in a second where you can access all your files. But right now, I'm creating a blank spreadsheet. Same procedure as every year, James. I'm sorry. Give it a name. So type in schedule, February. It's really hard to actually talk and write. So, same thing here. You can, as in Word, you can actually make the columns wider or smaller, and you can, I have to sneeze. No, I don't have to sneeze. By talking about it, it went away. So, for example, you have your monthly schedule, so you type in February. So it's the 3rd is a Saturday, February 3rd, then February probably 10th, read the 10th, February the 17th, yeah, and February the 24th, is that true? Let me check. I assume it's true. I have no idea. Yeah, the 24th. I can't properly calculate in my head. And you can, for example, write in topic. This is Google Docs. Then we have Hootsuite coming up. Then we have Ecamm coming up. And then we have embedding. And after, what happens after? What now? And you can just add, for example, have you done it already? Yes or no. And you can organize yourself through that. There are really spreadsheet geeks, nerds around here. I once again would direct you to Thankful Cow Solutions. They have amazing spreadsheet things going on. But as you can see, it's compared, like similar to Excel. There is conditional formatting that you can actually have. So if the cell is empty, you can do, when it's like minimum value, so that you can add rules to your cells to make them do whatever you probably want them to do. And there's a lot of math stuff going on if you want to. And for example, if you, maybe not for live streaming, but for general things that you can do with spreadsheets, like do your accounting things, you can just type in whatever you want, whatever numbers you have. For example, if you have any outgoing bills, and then you don't want to calculate it everything together, you can just type in the equation symbol. I hope it's called like that, I'm sorry. And if you want to add it all together, you can write sum. Then, and it's, as you can see, it gives you a lot of explanation already. Choose all of them and then type enter, and then that will be your total, for example. 2,480. So if you need that for whatever kind of thing you probably would need this, then Google Sheets is your thing. Another thing when you do a live stream is sometimes you have content that you want to share with people but can't show. Then you might want to share slides with them. And Google slides.google, I totally typed it wrong, slides.google.com is the PowerPoint version of Google Docs. So as you can see, again, there used to be some templates, and there you can create your own presentation. No thanks, I don't want to have anything to do with Keep at the moment. So I'm giving it a name, February the 3rd again. Google Docs. And there you can start adding titles and talking about all things docs. And by clicking on enter, if you click on the slide on the left hand side and then click enter, a next slide will pop up. And on the right hand side you can see there are different kinds of themes, so you can choose a theme that will fit your brand, for example, or you can make one totally on your own, but that might go a little bit too far right now, so I'm just using the pop version right now because it looks nice. Or maybe not. Maybe use this one. Oh my god. Yeah, but as you can see here, it automatically uses these themes for everything that you then type in there. So welcome everyone, how are you doing, what's up with slides, and you can prepare those. And then excuse me, you have never used slides ever? You really have to use slides. I used them in one of my first presentations here. I made my own slides. I can show it to you, or you can go back and watch them later. So yeah, you can then show your slides to people by actually clicking on the right hand side where it says start presentation, and then a full screen will happen, and I hope it works. Just give me 2 seconds. So actually see if you can see it live. It should be like that. Yes, it does. So now you will have actually have a full screen here where you can talk about the people, about the topics that you actually wrote on your slides. If you want to exit, you can click on the escape button on your keyboard, and then you will go back to your presentation as it was before. So there you can prepare all your slides, or you can try and create some scenes if you like the scene that I have with the background and my pixel version and Yoshi's pixel version and my name. You can create that in here too. So you can probably add an image from Drive if there is already something on your Google Drive, but my Google Drive is pretty empty because it's the one that it's the empty one. Or you can use the camera. I'm not sure if that's working right now. I don't want to crash anything. Or by URL. So we can search for, let's type in Austria Green Lake, because that's in my area. So if you ever come over and want to visit the Green Lake, please do. Sorry, please do tell me before and come visit me. So that's a pretty popular lake because even Ashton Kutcher seemed to actually seem to have been there. So I'm copying this image address and I'm pasting the URL right here, and then as you can see I'm clicking on insert and it inserts that picture directly in there. So this is a green lake in Austria, 20 minutes from where I'm living. So if you want to come over and have a visit, it's only like that during springtime. So come over in springtime. So for example, you can add images here, then maybe drag and shape where you want your screen to be so that you can see what it would look like, and create a scene for for when you want to actually go live. You can prepare that scene probably already in Google Slides. Yes. So now if you want to access all your slides, actually they are available in your Google Drive. So if you go to drive.google.com, you will see all your, sorry, I just have to take a sip, all the files that you have been creating. You can see them right there. There are different views, for example, the list view and the, what is it even called? List view and grid view. Yes, grid view. So you can see they're automatically saved in your Google Drive. So with the Google Docs, you can, as I've mentioned, use Google Docs itself to write out your content, to maybe create show notes, or maybe prepare workbooks that you can give away after your live stream. You can use Google Sheets to schedule your live stream, to actually make to-do lists for you to keep on track with everything that you still have to do. And you can use Google Slides to create your content slides, or to create your scenes, for example, like as I mentioned, I have on my live stream. Yes, Moni does stuff in Austria. So yeah, this is how. And if you want to access your files, they are automatically saved, and you can access them on your Google Drive by typing in the address bar drive.google.com, and it will automatically, then you can of course put them in various folders wherever and however you want to save them. And if you have shared them, the shared URL will still be the same, even though you've saved them into a folder, for example. So don't be scared to move them somewhere. People that you shared your documents with, they will still be able to access them, even though if you put them in various folders, for example. And if you've shared documents, and if someone shared documents with you, you can access them by shared with me in the shared with me folder. And you have to be aware, you can also drag those to your drive so that they are visible on there, and you don't have to always click to share it with me to even find them. So yeah, for example, I'm dropping this here. It still has that that two people standing there, so you know that this is actually a shared file. You see that the owner is not you, but it's more visible for you in your drive than when you actually always have to switch around between the shared with me and the my drive version. So yeah, that was it for today. I hope that it was a bit helpful, and next week I will show you Hootsuite. We've already talked about Buffer a few weeks before, but Hootsuite is a social media scheduling tool that can do just that, help you schedule your stuff. And since we're at Moni Does Stuff, scheduling stuff is something that we actually really enjoy. So next week on the 10th, we will talk about Hootsuite and keep on moving forward. That was a hint. With our live stream topic. So if you want to get notified about what happens at Moni Does Stuff, I am never know. There. Whatever. If you want to know what happens at Moni Does Stuff, sign up for my newsletter. You can access my newsletter at monirocksYourSocks.com/freebie. You will get a weekly newsletter about whatever is going on, what happened before, and I might add tips for you as well. I will probably very surely add tips for you. And a special gift when you sign up for my newsletter is my ebook with a lot of tools and a bit of explanation on how you can start your online business when you don't have a lot of money going on. So there are a lot of free tools in my ebook that will help you get started and be amazing and do stuff online. So thanks for listening today. I hope you have a great rest of your week. Next week again, same time, same station. So once again, 7 p.m. Austrian time. And sign up for my newsletter, monirocksYourSocks.com/freebie. See you next week and have an amazing weekend. Thanks for listening and good evening. And Groot says bye. So what he says is, I am Groot. Goodbye.